Hey there, YouTube friends. Well, we're going to suspend 3 Minute Thursday for this special program. Hope you enjoy it.
You gonna say who you are?
I am now.
Okay.
This is BrainStorm Acres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
And we're going to be responding to the Am I the Best YouTube Subscriber?
Right. We had seen it originally on PG Nano Farm. Green Dream Project did it, and we're like, okay, we got to get off our butts and do this.
And Home in the Sticks did it as well. So a lot of our friends were doing it, so we figured we'd give it a shot. Now, we're doing it a little differently than most everybody else because it's two of us. And we're not going to have the same answers. We haven't talked about this at all. So it'll be interesting to see what we have to say.
And Henry always posts as BrainStormAcres.
I always post as BrainStormAcres, and Irene generally posts as Irene Davis.
So we're two different entities a lot of times on YouTube. So the first question was, do you subscribe right away when you find a new channel or watch videos first?
Why don't you go ahead and answer that first?
I usually go to the main page for the video provider and look to see if I like what they're doing. If one was recommended and I watch it and I liked it, I'll go to see if that's consistent with the rest of the videos that they're producing. If it is, I do subscribe right away. I can always unsubscribe, but that way I don't lose them, because that can be a problem. About 3 or 4 months ago, I found a sheet of paper that actually had a list, and we went back through. Now, it turned out a lot of those channels had fallen off the planet, so it didn't matter that we lost them, but we do try not to lose anybody.
No, I'm different. If I have a video that is recommended to me and I look at it and I like it, I'm going to subscribe. I'm not going to hit the bell for notifications, but I will subscribe because that at least puts the channel in my subscriptions. So I can always scroll back through the channel list. Now, as Irene said, if it turns out to be a dud or something that we're really not interested in, or at least I'm not interested in, then I can always choose to unsubscribe.
Does the make you subscribe mantra ever sway you to subscribe? No, because everybody says that. It does sometimes remind me, but I'm very picky about who I subscribe to. We have in the past subscribed to a bunch of people, and I have unsubscribed from several of them because I felt that their moral and social values did not even up with my own. So are you swayed by make you subscribe?
When I first started watching YouTube, probably 3 years or 3.5 years ago, I was swayed just a little bit by the like and subscribe mantra. Anymore? No. Yeah. In fact, it doesn't even remind me of it. I kind of ignored it. It's kind of a throwaway line.
How many channels do you have a bell turned on for?
I probably have 24 or so as BrainStorm Acres.
I generally turn the bell on for everybody. Do you watch every video from your subscription list or just your favorites?
I always watch all of our favorites. Now, right. There's some that I will also watch because they're my personal favorites, but Irene doesn't necessarily like them. I also watch some topics on a binge basis. And I do that because it mixes up the YouTube search engine. That means I get new stuff that I wouldn't otherwise see.
Right. There's times when I've been finished with a project with Henry and he's still doing something else. I'm sitting there and I want to watch something while I'm doing handwork, whether it's embroidery or whether it's some other kind of hand project that I can do. And I will then search for other stuff. And that does, like as Henry says, mixes up the search engine and makes them show me things that they wouldn't have showed before. Henry also has a greater interest in some technological things than I do. And I have more interest in some of the canning and preserving stuff than he does. So, that's good because then we both have, hey, I've got this up. Let's watch it. I think we'd both be interested in it.
I've been canning for 60 years. And things really haven't changed that much in 60 years. Some of the specific instructions on how to can at altitude change.
Right.
So I am interested in watching, but I rely on Irene screening those things and saying, hey, you need to watch this with me.
Right. And a lot of the preserving videos I've chosen to watch have been unusual ones. Things like how to make the high octane eggnog that George Washington used to use. How to do some of the other drying or, things like that we wouldn't have done as kids. So I'm more interested in some of the more unusual things. Or, years ago people didn't freeze eggs. Well, you can freeze eggs. So it's those tips that people come up with. That's the sort of thing that I'm looking for. So when it comes to watching every video from your subscription list, definitely not.
Not a chance.
Not even sort of. We would not have anything. We would not get a thing done all day, every day. Now, we do binge watch once in a while sometimes if we're tired and we're sitting down with an iced tea or something like that. We will binge watch a specific one to catch up. Or if we've been on the road and we haven't had good reception, we'll binge watch to catch up with people.
Yeah, I'm interested in watching real people doing real things on YouTube.
Right.
I'm really not interested in watching the over-the-top sensationalism.
How many channels do you never miss an upload for, or no matter how busy?
I would say probably 7 or 8.
Yeah, probably that's about it. Because there's people that we're really emotionally invested in terms of how their lives are going, how they're doing on their homesteads or with their families or with their farms or whatever the heck they have. And we just really, it's kind of like chatting with a friend on the phone. You're keeping up with them and you really want to know what's going on in their life. And they tend to post interesting videos that are relevant to us. What kind of commenter are you?
I try to always be a positive commenter on any video that I watch and that I like. I don't always thumbs up every video, even though it's a good idea for channels to get more thumbs up. I do comment on videos that really grabbed my attention, that had something important to say, something real to say. Sometimes it's just something funny to say, but it's where I've been really engaged. And then I go through all of the comments and I'll like the comments that I like, and a comment that I think I have something to contribute to, I'll make a comment on that comment as well.
I comment on very few videos. If you're getting comments from me, you're in the elite group.
Well, not that you're not in the elite group if I'm commenting.
Right. But in other words, I really don't have a lot of time for comments, especially right now. There's frames when I do have more, middle of winter during a snowstorm. I have more time to comment sometimes, assuming I don't need to shovel out something or deal with an emergency, than I do right now. It's prime season for getting ready for events. It's prime season for gardening. So there's just not a lot of time. I try and make my comments relevant. Not just oh, nice video. Although, sometimes that's all you can say because it's like, okay, nice video.
And sometimes it is a nice video.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a nice video if I thought it stunk, to be honest. I might just forget to respond. I always try and say something positive about that group of people that we're invested in emotionally. Do you skip ads or watch them?
Well, it's interesting because we handle this in different ways, because a lot of times in the morning in particular, we will watch YouTube on Irene's machine and I'll have my phone running beside it. Mm-hmm. So she'll be watching it as Irene and I'll be watching as BrainStorm Acres, and I will always let the ads run all the way through.
Right.
Unless the ad length is longer than the video, of which we've seen a number of times.
Bunch of times. Yeah. There was actually one medical ad that was like 25 minutes. I watched about the first 12 minutes because I was just curious. It was something I hadn't heard about before. There's been some very well done ads lately that are relevant to us in terms of organic food and things like that. Very interesting. But, I tell you what, we've been stopping the train so much lately that I'm tired of that darn commercial. For the channels that we really try to support, we want them to get their nickel or penny or whatever it is.
Tenth of a penny.
Do you speed up videos?
No.
Almost never. It's just, I figure they did the work. If it's really boring me to tears, I'll read my email. Do you ever click affiliate links or use affiliate codes?
I think we have a couple of times, only because there's been a channel that we particularly like and we enjoy and we want to support and we're going to buy through, in this case, Amazon anyway,
right.
you might as well. I'll tell you, there's one time when we will use the affiliate link. If you have a YouTube channel and you recommend a very specific thing, well, for example, we're using this field recorder this morning to get better sound, and we bought that recorder through Richard Vobe's link. Richard does the
Bald exploder.
ball
Exploder.
the ball exploder.
Explorer. Bug exploder. He doesn't blow things up. He explores.
He's a UK channel, but he did a little video about his equipment.
Right.
And
People were asking him what he was using for equipment because he gets extremely good audio even when he's stomping up a hill somewhere and the wind is howling and it's raining on him and everything else. And we're like, how's he doing that?
So we chose to use his link in order to buy this recorder. It
Right.
didn't cost us anything.
No.
Hopefully it gave him his tenth of a penny. So,
Right.
So hopefully it helped put a little bit of petrol into his gas tank.
Exactly. What's your preference when it comes to video length, your sweet spot?
As long as it takes to explain the topic. Although I tried to do a 3-minute video on Thursday. Not this Thursday, but I tried to do a 3-minute video on Thursday so people can see something that we think would be of interest to them.
It depends on the provider. I've got a couple of people that I like to watch where the videography is just so good, and there's an artist in the UK that I watch who just, I recommended her to one of my girlfriends, and my girlfriend's response was, oh my God, I want to go visit her. Those two channels that I was mentioning often have 30-minute videos, and I view that almost as a timeout. Mm-hmm. It's when I don't always watch them immediately when they come out because sometimes I just don't have that much time. But I will sit down literally with a cold drink or a hot drink, depending on the time of the year, and I will just sit there and relax and watch them because it's just like going a mini spa vacation as far as I'm concerned.
Next.
Do you thumbs up most videos?
Thumbs. Thumbs are an interesting topic.
Right.
We have slightly different views of thumbs.
Well, one of the things that everybody I've heard on YouTube has missed is YouTube doesn't care whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. All they want is a proof of interaction.
Yeah, and that's a problem. I view the thumbs up as, yeah, I like the topic, I like what you've done, there's something of interest there. Thumbs down is, I didn't like the topic or I didn't like you.
Right.
And YouTube doesn't care. All
No.
they care about is, did you interact?
Right. I very, very rarely thumbs down. I thumbs up for the videos I like, and I try and remember all the channels that I really enjoy watching generally get a thumbs up. You're not going to get a thumbs down because you butcher your goat or something. That's your decision, and if I don't want to watch it, I don't have to. Do you ever thumbs down a video?
I've thumbs down one video in 3.5 or 4 years. My general response when somebody would earn a thumbs down from me is to get rid of notifications as my first step. And then it takes an active act on my part to actually go look at their videos again because I'm not going to get the notifications. So that's my first step. And if the person offends me so greatly that I would actually really give them a strong thumbs down, I just unsubscribe. They go away.
Right. I have probably given a dozen thumbs up in the last 2 or 3 years.
Thumbs down or thumbs down?
Thumbs down, sorry, in the last 2 or 3 years. Usually from channels that I watch on a regular basis that I used to really like that have kind of gone off the track as far as I'm concerned. I also stop commenting. I also stop giving thumbs up or thumbs down because that way they got my watch minutes, but they didn't get a thumbs up. They didn't get any interaction from me because that is a negative as far as YouTube. So that's punishment. And if it gets bad enough, there's been a few where you get an egregious video and you give them a thumbs down. And you hope that they learn from that experience, so to speak, because you'll see sometimes where all of a sudden the video has got like a lot of thumbs down, and they may comment on it next time that, ooh, a lot of people didn't like that. I guess I better clean up my act. But some of the people are not. They're just continuing on their foolish way, and they can eventually fall off my notification list if I need to. And that's it. That's everything.
That's everything.
So I'm not perfect for sure, because I'm fussy. I have standards. And part of my standards are just because I'm not a bored person who has nothing to do. I have a limited amount of time that I can spend.
Well, YouTube is our only reality TV that we watch, except we watch a couple of music shows. We don't have satellite TV. We don't have cable because there's no cable here.
Really?
So it takes some effort. It takes some energy. It takes a lot of things for us to watch an ordinary over-the-air broadcast TV show. So we don't watch reality TV.
No.
Our reality TV is watching our friends on YouTube.
Right.
And participating vicariously in what they're doing and the experiences they're having.
Right. Being a cheerleader when they need a little bit of cheering, and offering advice or knowledge if we have anything on a topic. That's where I love it, where you say to somebody, gee, and they may be on the other end of the world, but you can say to somebody, gee, have you tried this? And they go, oh my gosh, what a great idea. I'm going to try that.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this particular video. It was interesting because we don't agree on everything.
No, we don't have to.
Yes, you do.
No.
Thanks for watching. Hey, like and subscribe to our channel.
Right.
Have a great day.
See you next time. Bye. I don't need a jerk in my life. I got enough of those in the real world.
You got one right here.
No, I can